For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. Also, I've got a new merchandise store, hats, hoodies and new tee designs, all available right now on the link in the description. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Ultimate Team Road to Glory. In the last one, we got kind of annoyed at my lack of progress in the FUT Champions, so I sold the entire team. Well, everybody but Wissam Ben Yedder, who's been scoring a shed ton of goals for me so far. So we have 21,730 coins, and with that, I'm actually going to build a sweaty-ish Premier League side. We're so far 1 win from 4 games. Yes, FUT Champions has been that bad for me so far, but I'm hoping to change my fortunes with this team. As you can see, it's got 3 loans in there. Mahrez, Bellerin and Jack Butland. Zuma, Matip and Danny Rose complete the defence. Emre Can, Jordan Henderson, Christian Eriksen, Pedro and Remy complete the team. Christian Eriksen was my most expensive signing, so to speak, 6,800 coins paid. And the side is actually going to take a couple alterations throughout the entirety of this episode. But the first game of the day, these are my Saturday games. I was playing these on Christmas Eve. Front line of Musa, Martial and Mahrez. Wasn't too keen on seeing Musa in his starting lineup. I did, however, sign a Musa myself to put on the bench. So I'm going to try and use him as an impact sub. Christian Eriksen here gets into the box. His shot is blocked by Ashley Williams and I get slightly fortunate that ends up in the back of the net. But we take a 1-0 lead and subsequently a 1-0 win. That's the way I wanted to start today's episode. I did not want to start with another defeat. After winning 1 and losing 3 yesterday, we start with a win. So we're 2 wins from 5 games, 2 and 3 so far, hoping to keep that up moving forward. Change the formation here, as you can see, to a 4-3-3 now. I just wasn't clicking for some reason with a 4-2-3-1. I definitely prefer 4-2-3-1 in career mode, but I think online, on Ultimate Team, I'm definitely better with a 4-3-3. Very good side here, hybrid side for our next opponent, David De Gea in goal. Again, you always seem to come up against either a Smalling or a Bailly or a mixture of the two of them whenever you play FUT Champions, at least in my experience so far. Christian Eriksen gives us an early lead with a penalty kick. Unfortunately, he's going to go up the other end. Rajan Angolan into Icardi here. And he auto-passed. That was my first encounter of an auto-pass on FUT Champions this year, or on FUT Champions in general. I passed it back to my keeper, who then instantly, without me pressing any other buttons, passed it into the back of his own net. So we were pegged back to 1-1, and I couldn't cope with the pace of team of the group stage. Dries Mertens there, and he made it 2-1 to him in after 34 minutes or so. I was pretty frustrated, to be honest, and then in the second half we were getting loads of button delay. You see Kurt Zouma there did a fake pass. I tried to clear it and he just stood there, so I tried to pass it and then registered the B and the A press shortly after each other and did a fake pass. So that was how that goal came about. Slightly frustrating. It's the first time I've properly experienced any sort of button delay. I've had kind of the slow down, speed up lag before on FUT Champions, but a lot of people on Twitter last night were complaining about, I say last night, it's last night as I record this, you'll probably see this Monday, so on Saturday night, we're complaining about the button delay and that the servers were pretty laggy. That game was the only one really where I actually seemed to suffer any sort of button delay, so thankfully we were okay connection-wise for the majority of the night. I get slightly lucky with my first goal here in this third game of the episode. Remy slotting home after a decent save by his goalkeeper. Ross Barkley through one-on-one here, though, and able to slot home. Unfortunately, my defence seems to be slightly susceptible to through balls. At least that's my experience so far with this Premier League defence. Joel Matip is very, very good, though, and Kurt Zouma just has the sheer strength. He is actually going to go 2-1 up here. Willian crossing this to the back post. Remy just knocking it down at the near post. Whenever I play against Jack Butland, he saves those. Unfortunately, my Jack Butland decided not to, so we're 2-1 down. However, as you can tell, we're on the ball, pushing forward, so we're going to score a goal. Mentioned that I was susceptible to through balls, so was he. Janelli and Mbula came off the bench, buried it into the back of the net in the 80th minute to make it 2-2, and I brought Wissam Ben Yedder and Musa off the bench. Jordan Henderson gets the ball up here, turns it into Ben Yedder, spins the defender well, drives into the box. The defender just seems to give up, and Ben Yedder with that 5-star weak foot smashes it across goal into the back of the net. 3-2, slides headfirst into the advertising hoardings. We get a win. So we're 2 wins from 3 games so far tonight, which means our overall record at this point was 3 wins and 4 defeats? Question mark? Yeah, 3 wins and 4 defeats, I think, to this point. So we're slowly bringing it back round. As you can see, I made another couple of changes here. sold on Jordan Henderson and Emre Can, brought in Fernandinho and Jack Wilshere to the midfield. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, there were some alterations with the squad throughout, and there's still one more yet to come. This side, though, pretty damn decent. Aguero up top. Player of the Month, Son and Sterling. SBC Bayerine at left back with SBC Gareth Barry and Emre Can in his midfield. And then, of course, there's a Smalling in there as well. Kyle Walker at right back, Koscielny and Steve Mandanda in goal. Now, Mandanda does have a mistake or two in him, but it was actually his defender that made the first mistake, giving that straight to Christian Eriksen, who buried it into the back of the net. A very good finish. We get the ball in the midfield here, working it through nicely. Jack Wilshere is going to poke through Loic Remy here, who's just going to slot home. We make it 2-0 after 13 minutes. I was pretty comfortable at this stage until his second in form, Christian Eriksen, gets the opportunity to take a free kick here. Unbelievable free kick. Hits the bar, down just over the line, bounces back up, hits the bar and comes out. A ridiculously good free kick from his second informed Christian Eriksen. Into the second half, Raheem Sterling squeezes that to the man in the box, Roberto Firmino. He makes it 2-2 just 5 minutes into the second half. Right then, that wasn't necessarily how I saw this game going after 15 minutes or so. Firmino slots through Christian Eriksen, races away, tidily slots it in underneath the goalkeeper at the near post. We've gone from 2-0 up to 3-2 down. We should probably do something about that, shouldn't we? Again, Ben Yedder and Ahmed Musa off the bench. Musa played through. No one is catching him, especially at this stage in the game. Racing away and going to slot it home to make it 3-3 in the 86th minute. We do force extra time. In that extra period, Pedro slots through Christian Eriksen here. How's this for a finish? Pick that out, Steve Mandanda. We are now 4-3 up in the 103rd minute. Are we turning it around? Musa into the box again. He kept trying to read the drag back, so I kept not doing it until he decided, all right, he's going to run all the way to the byline. Then I pulled it back. Ben Yedder was there to slot home 5-3. Musa then picks up his second of the game as it just squeezes across the line from 2-0 up to 3-2 down to 6-3 up in extra time. Christian Eriksen, that's such a good finish again. A hat-trick for his Christian Eriksen. We are going to end up running out 6-4 winners. So we are now 4 wins and 4 defeats from our opening 8 games. I would like to try and stay around about the 50-50 mark as kind of the base level where I feel like I'm at with my Ultimate Team ability. I would like to perhaps compare what my ability is like between this Road to Glory side and the team that I have on my main account. If you might be interested in seeing kind of like an experimental type thing where I compare how well I do in Foot Champions with a cheap RTG team and then how well I do on Foot Champions with my expensive team on my main account and kind of compare the two over a couple of weekends, then let me know and I'll put something like that together. I am genuinely intrigued to see whether it's just because I said this on Twitter the other day. It feels like I'm the sort of guy that needs a good team to do really well. I can't just, seem to do really well with an average team. I need the higher rated players. At least that's what it feels like to me, having played Foot Champions for a handful of weeks now. Joel Matip there, though, flicks the header into the back of the net to make it 2-1 in the 66th minute after he made it 2-0. But unfortunately, we weren't able to get a goal back and we lose that game. So it's 4-5 now. Change up top. Lucas Perez has come in up top, recommended to me by my friend Liam, or at the Foot Chef on Twitter. And Lucas Perez, for him, has scored like 100 goals in 130 games. So I was like, I need a Premier League striker, not getting on with Remy. And he was just like, Tez, just get Lucas Perez. So I was like, all right then, I will give him a go. We come up against a full Argentinian side next, though. Inform inform Mauro Icardi, inform Tevez, and inform Buonanotte in the midfield. But Mauro Icardi runs through here, buries it into the back of the net. This team, for some reason, I could not get the ball past Geronimo Rulli to save my life. I had about an equal amount of chances as he did in the game, but couldn't score anywhere near as many goals. He goes 3-0 up here through Mauro Icardi, just going to bury that. Oh, no. Sorry, not through Mauro Icardi, through Carlos Tevez, picking up the rebound from Mauro Icardi's shot. Buonanotte plays through Carlos Tevez here. He's going to get the ball into the box, back to Buonanotte. He's going to turn inside and slot it home. We're 4-0 down in the 70th minute. It's been a while since I got absolutely smacked like this, but unfortunately it's happening. And Kurt Zuma apparently can't outmuscle Carlos Tevez. I know Tevez is a strong player, but that's Kurt Zuma alongside you, my man. You shouldn't be winning that physical battle, but never mind. Pedro cuts this back and we are able to make it 5-1 before the end of the game. But still, I was pretty disappointed in myself for losing that one. So we got our backsides handed to us there. So pushing forward into the next game, I kind of wanted to bounce back from that, to be completely honest, but it's a very strong Premier League side with a few Serie A players in there, as you can see, Manolas, Dani Alves and Joe Hart in between the sticks. And of course, a Chris Smalling or a Bailly in there. This time it's Chris Smalling at centre-back, Leighton Baines at left-back. We get a penalty, though, after 20 minutes. Lucas Perez steps up and scores his first goal for the club. Good start. Thank you very much, Lucas Perez. He played in the game against the Argentinian side, but as you saw, I couldn't really do anything in that game, so wasn't really an apt reflection of his ability. Neither was this second penalty. I put it over the top of the bar. So we had the opportunity to win 2-0. Unfortunately, only the 1-0 victory, but as you can see, we had plenty of shots, plenty of opportunities, deserved the win, and we've now reached Bronze 1, which is as far as we got in last week's FUT Champions. We are now 5 wins and 5 defeats. No, I was 4 and 6. That made it 5 and 6, I think. I'm 5 wins and 6 defeats, sorry, at this stage. Moving into the next game, Bailly this time, not Smalling, alongside Joel Matip. Adrian in between the sticks. Adrian was unbelievable in this game against me. You cannot even begin to imagine the amount of saves and unbelievable saves that he was pulling off. Wayne Rooney played through here. Good strength to hold off the man, and then a sweet left-footed shot into the bottom corner. I was like, great. Okay, I dominated this game, though, from start to finish. Pedro into Christian Eriksen, gets past the defenders, pulls it back across the goal, and Adrian clings onto it. He's then going to throw it out and misplace it straight to Fernandinho, who gives it back across here to Riyad Mahrez, pokes it through to Lucas Perez, turns and slots it home. We are back on level terms. These were the stats at half-time in this game. When I say I was dominating, I mean I was dominating. 13 shots, 10 on target, 1 goal. That was how well Adrian was playing. I even tweeted this screenshot out saying, you already know I'm going to lose this game in kind of stereotypical Ultimate Team style. However, we did dominate, continue to dominate even in the second half. Riyad Mahrez gets past the defender there, across to Christian Eriksen, slots it through here for Pedro, who just tidily slides it underneath the keeper to make it 2-1 in the 55th minute. Then he gives the ball away needlessly there to Riyad Mahrez. Christian Eriksen picks up on it, turns past the defender. Obvious ball here to Lucas Perez on his left-hand side. He's left-footed, and it is quite left foot as well, to be fair. He's got a lot of shot power, and that buries itself into the back of the net. Pedro picks up on this loose ball as it's knocked down. This is just 10 minutes after we scored the second goal, and we are just about to make it 4-1. Pedro inside to Christian Eriksen. Was it Eriksen? No, Eriksen's here. Eriksen's the one that puts the ball away into the bottom corner. There we go. 4-1, and that brought the rage quit. So after 13 efforts and 10 on target, after 45 minutes, I'd only scored 1. And then 20 minutes into the second half, we'd scored another 3 with my very next 3 shots on target. So clearly some sort of half-time team talk worked wonders. And me joking on Twitter about clearly going to lose this game didn't actually come true. So now we're 6 wins and 6 defeats from my opening 12 games, hoping to continue to go on a little bit of a winning run. Coming up against another Premier League side here. Again, there's a Smalling. Koscielny in there alongside him. Petr Cech in goal. Klein and Danny Rose. Kante, Lallana and Barkley. Inform Mane, inform Harry Kane and Raheem Sterling on the left-hand side of his attack. A very strong side, both physically and with the pace as well. A very strong pace lineup up top with Sterling and Mane. And another double pass. I passed it back to Jack Butland, who immediately auto-passed it straight to Harry Kane. I went 1-0 down. Brilliant. Never mind. Let's just pick up on our goal-scoring form from the last game, shall we? And see if we can't batter this guy as well. Lucas Perez with a great turn. Tidily slots it home on his left foot. We're back on level terms at 1-1 again, as was the case in the previous game. Then into the second half, I was again going to find my goal-scoring streak. Jack Wilshere across here to Christian Eriksen. Number of options, one of which is to just keep going into the box himself and then pull it back here to a teammate. Jack Wilshere pokes it home 2-1 in the 65th minute. And then from there, we did push on and dominate the game again. As well, I've been dominating this game throughout. To be fair, I dominate a lot of games with regards to possession and chance creation. I just don't necessarily put them away. Lovely finish there from Pedro as it drops down to him off the bar, spins into the post, and then the spin on the ball again takes it in off the woodwork rather than out off the woodwork, and we make it 3-1. And this is a hell of a goal from Lucas Perez. It's just bobbling in front of him. Pick that out, my man. Lucas Perez fires us 4-1 in front, and we still weren't done. We're going to score 1 more before the end of the game, and Lallana is going to end up giving it away. He was just trying, at this stage, he'd practically given up, was just throwing loads of slide tackles in, trying his absolute best to damage me, injure as many of my players as possible, trying to skill whenever possible when it just wasn't the right situation, and we square it across, and Lucas Perez gets his hat-trick. That's 6 goals in 4 games for Lucas Perez. I think I've found a striker for this Premier League side, at least a striker that I can afford. I'd love to have someone like Aguero, but obviously don't have the coins right now. Raheem Sterling did make it 5-2 at the end, another rebound goal but I've had a couple of those of my own in this episode so far. So that is where the game was going to round out at 5 goals to 2, and we're going to take our 7th win from our opening 13 games. So we've gone from 1-3 yesterday to going 6-3 in today's episode. So as a decent turnaround, I think. We are now positive overall with our record, 7 wins and 6 defeats, and I will be recording some more on Christmas Day evening as well. So hopefully I can get a little bit further. I would like to make it as far as Silver 2, maybe even Silver 1 if possible. It depends how many games I can get in on the night of Christmas Day, because I'm at family during the day, and I'll probably be coming home around about 8 or 9 o'clock. So we'll have to wait and see how many I can squeeze in before going to bed to get up on Boxing Day when it's already finished, unfortunately. So we'll have to wait and see. But our overall record now is 27 wins and 11 draws. I have 11,500 coins sat there in the bank right now. Things are going quite well so far in this RTG. I'm quite pleased with how we've been getting on. I might be tempted to do a foot draft again in the not too distant future with the remainder of those FIFA points, or at least another set of 300 of those FIFA points, just to get some extra packs. But we'll have to wait and see. Lucas Perez, though, has actually genuinely completely changed how this team played. So I was absolutely thrilled with the suggestion from Liam. Thank you very much, my man. Clearly, he knows what he's talking about. But that's going to bring this episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Let me know how you got on this weekend in Foot Champs in the comments section down below. Check the channel page for anything we have missed over the past few days, whether it be this series or the My Player series or the Career Mode Road to Glory. But for now, I will see you next time.